10 amazing versatile fragrances for men. When I say versatile, I mean a fragrance that you can wear to any situation, any occasion. Doesn't matter what you're doing, wear one of these 10 and you're going to smell great. Number 10, Acqua di Gio PARFUM. This is a follow-up to Acqua di Gio Profumo, which has since been discontinued. Seems crazy that they discontinued such a popular fragrance. However, they have brought it back, or at least very, very similarly in this PARFUM flanker. This smells very similar to Profumo. It opens up with the marine notes. You have a herbaceous sort of rosemary in the mid, and it dries down to this incensey patchouli. So it does have quite a lot of depth and character for a fresh fragrance, and I get decent performance from this. I think Acqua di Gio Parfum smells elegant and classy. So if you wear this, anytime you're wearing like a slightly smartly dressed, you're wearing a suit or something going to work, if you wear Acqua di Gio Parfum, you'll really smell elegant and classy. Number 2, a cheaper fragrance this time. This is from Davidoff. This is Cool Water Intense. This, for me, is better than the original Cool Water. Doesn't smell quite as mature. So if you're on the younger side and you think Cool Water has been around for too long and perhaps you want to smell slightly more modern, this is a great option, Cool Water Intense. This is one of the strongest blue fragrances or fresh fragrances that I've tried. This really projects off my skin. It's a room-filling fragrance, which is not easy to say when we're talking about fresh blue fragrances. They don't always project as well as this. This has a green mandarin and coconut note, so it smells very tropical, almost like, just reminds you of summer, but the projection on here is outstanding, and it dries down to sort of like an ambery note, so it does have quite a lot of strength, and it's not just a light, fresh fragrance. This next one is like a rich man on holiday in Italy. This is a niche fragrance from Acqua di Parma. This is Colonia Essenza. I love Acqua di Parma. I think they're a fantastic house. They're like a house that bridges the gap between really expensive niche and designer. So if you've just had designer fragrances like the first two we've looked at, and you don't want to spend loads of money on a niche fragrance that's, you know, over £200, £250, Acqua di Parma are a really good entry level to niche fragrances, and they all smell very natural and very, very classy. Like I said, this smells like a rich man on an Italian coast on holiday somewhere. It's a beautiful fragrance. It has quite a lot of florals in here, so it's quite soapy. It has neroli and white flowers, which can come across as really clean and soapy, and that's how this smells. It's a beautiful, clean, very, very elegant fragrance. Now, it might not have the best performance, but the smell certainly makes up for that. Acqua di Parma Colonia Essenza. Up next, from Kenzo. This is Kenzo Homme EDP. This has a very unique smell to it, and if you are bored of the typical blue fragrances that everyone's wearing, I would suggest trying something like this because it's still fresh. That's why it's on this versatile list. So it opens up with like this marine and sea salt note. So if you're standing by the ocean and the smell of the sea breeze hits you, that's what this smells like. But as it dries down, that is where the uniqueness comes in. It has this sort of leathery note. It goes into this sort of stronger leather note. So imagine sea salt and ocean air mixed with leather. That's what I get from this. Smells very unique, and so if you wear this, not many other people will be wearing something like this. And I haven't tried another fragrance yet that smells like Kenzo Homme EDP. Now, we spoke about a unique fragrance just now with Kenzo Homme, and now this is a not so unique fragrance, but it still made this list because I think it's great. This is SAUVAGE EDP. If you're looking for any Dior Sauvage, I would go with the EDP. Now, I'm talking about the EDT, the EDP and the Parfum in here. I'm not including the Elixir, because for me, the Elixir is a different fragrance entirely. It has a different scent profile, and if it's not really a fresh, versatile fragrance like the three I just mentioned are. But out of the three I mentioned, EDT, EDP and Parfum, this is the best one to go for, and I think it still smells great. Although a lot of people wear it, and if your friends or family members wear it and you don't want to smell like them, then go for something else. Go for another fragrance that we're going to mention and have mentioned already. But if you don't know anyone that wears fragrances, I mean, most of my friends don't really wear fragrances, I don't think, so wearing this, it doesn't really matter. It's so juicy and refreshing as Sauvage. I mean, if you get out of the shower, there are not many better fragrances to spray on than Dior Sauvage. Lasts a long time, and the DNA of this just works perfectly. Another very popular and elegant designer fragrance, and they're we cannot have a versatile fragrance list without including this. This is Prada L'Homme. I think the simplicity of this fragrance is what gives it its beauty. It doesn't really change that much. It's not a particularly interesting fragrance. It's just very clean and soapy. Smells like freshly ironed laundry sheets. It's just beautiful. It's very white, very clean, and very versatile. Because it's so easy to wear and it's so well done, it's so well made, it smells elegant and expensive. Because of those reasons, it actually makes it a very beautiful fragrance. And it's one that I haven't really got tired of yet. I could just wear this to any formal situation. That's when I would mainly wear it. Although it's very versatile and you can wear it anywhere, because of this really clean, sophisticated iris note, I mainly wear this to formal occasions. That's when it suits best. But I promise you, wearing this anywhere, you're not going to offend anyone. YSL EDP. Now, like SAUVAGE EDP, this is the best one in the YSL line. There's about 6 to choose from now. They keep releasing them. They're not making anything different. Well, actually, they made YSL Myself, which is quite good. And actually, that could have featured in this list. I've got it here, actually. YSL Myself. That's a versatile fragrance. This is actually quite good. I did a review on this on my YouTube channel already. This is decent and long-lasting, very versatile, and actually this could be the 11th fragrance in this list, YSL Myself. Moving back on to YSL EDP. This one is the longest lasting, and for me, I get the most projection from this out of the whole YSL line. This is quite a synthetic fragrance, doesn't smell that natural like the ACQUA de Parma, for example. But what I like about this is it opens up really fresh and fruity. You have apple, you have sage, has this aromatic feel with fruitiness, apple and sage, but it dries down to something sweeter. So you have tonka bean in the dry down. So it goes from like a fresh fragrance into a sweeter fragrance in the base. And that's why it lasts so long. I remember spraying this on a hoodie once and I could still smell it about a week later. So it lasts a very long time. If you could only have one blue fragrance in your whole collection, choose only one. This is the one I'd recommend to you. This is Bleu de Chanel EDP. For me, this is the best blue fragrance that I've tried. A lot of blue fragrances smell quite similar to each other. You'll get different facets of each one in different fragrances. You see that across clone brands, and you also see that across different fragrance houses, different designer fragrance houses, making their own version of a blue fragrance. But Bleu de Chanel, in my opinion and my experience, just hasn't been copied because I don't think companies can copy it because it has a very expensive smell to it. It smells very expensive, and for me, it's my favorite blue fragrance. There's lots of citruses in here. It has like this lemon, this juicy lemon opening, but it's also spicy, and then it dries down to this amber wood, this warming woods with incense. So it does go through a sort of transitional period, but every time I smell this, I just think it smells so expensive and upmarket, and that's why if you only choose one blue fragrance, I'd recommend just saving up your money and buying Bleu de Chanel. It is more expensive than YSL. It is more expensive than Davidoff. It is more expensive than Dior Sauvage. But if you can just spend a little bit more, save a bit more money, and rather than buying 2 cheaper fragrances, you could buy just Bleu de Chanel EDP. You can buy a 150ml bottle, which will last you ages. And for me, it's the best blue fragrance on the market. This really projects off my skin as well. I have got compliments wearing Bleu de Chanel, so I know that people around me can smell it, and I think it's great. So this is number 8, Bleu de Chanel EDP. We have another niche fragrance. These last 2 I would consider niche fragrances. Parfums de Marly, SEDLEY. And also these last 2 are expensive, okay? So SEDLEY is, of course, a very expensive fragrance. And what I'd say about SEDLEY is if you're looking for a fragrance, if you're looking to buy Creed Aventus for around £290 or whatever it costs now, do check out SEDLEY before you buy Aventus. Not that they smell the same, but they do a similar job. They are very fresh, versatile, easy to wear fragrances that people love on you. That's pretty much what Aventus is, right? A fresh, versatile, easy to wear fragrance that people love on you, but it doesn't perform very well anymore, and the DNA is quite played out. We have so many clones of Aventus, so many clones. How many do we have? Hundreds. How many clones do we have of SEDLEY? None, as far as I know. This doesn't have any clones. I haven't smelled anything that smells exactly like SEDLEY. This smells similar to a blue fragrance, but it smells like a really expensive, high-quality blue fragrance. This is minty lemon with herbal notes. You have ambroxan in here, which give this sort of lift. It lifts off your skin, has a nice bit of projection, and it's just a DNA that people love. I can't imagine you could find anyone who doesn't like the smell of SEDLEY. So if you have got the money for Creed Aventus and you're looking for an expensive, niche, versatile fragrance, do check out SEDLEY because, like I said, I think it's better than Creed Aventus, and it's the best Parfums de Marly fresh fragrance. We spoke already about smelling like freshly pressed laundry sheets. Now, I like that smell, especially when I want something clean and versatile and just to wear to any situation. You've got a few options. You've got summery citrus, you've got freshly pressed laundry sheets, and you've also got the typical blue fragrance. They're the sort of versatile fragrances. They're the most popular versatile fragrances. This last one does have that really soapy, fresh laundry sheet smell, and that is Louis Vuitton Meteor. Now, this is the best in the category of what it's trying to do. So the best soapy fragrance, the best clean laundry fragrance for me. I think it smells wonderful. Now, it has got some similarities in scent profile to Calvin Klein CK1, which is an incredibly cheap fragrance. I've got it somewhere up there. I think I bought about a 300ml bottle for around £30 or something. Really, really cheap. But there's just a slight similarity. This is a much more better quality, more upmarket, just overall much better fragrance than CK1. So if someone says to you it smells like CK1, there are some small similarities, but this one is in its own league. Now, Meteor is very peppery. There are citruses in here, but they're very faint. This is just more about the peppery, the black pepper with neroli, with ambroxan, with hints of vetiver, and just smells like those really crisp, white, perfectly ironed sheets you'll get in a 5-star hotel. With Louis Vuitton fragrances, I get really good projection. There's something in their fragrances, the way they're built, you know, like this, like Immensity, Pacific Chill, Imagination, and they just work really well on my skin. They project nicely, and I get great performance from this. This is for the type of fragrance it is, I get great performance. This is Louis Vuitton Meteor, and it's my favorite versatile fragrance. But these are 10 clean, versatile, some soapy, some fresh, some blue fragrances to wear to any situation. So if you pick just one of these, you're going to be covered for so many different events. Now let me know, out of these 10, which one would you choose? And have you got a versatile fragrance you wear to any occasion? See you soon.